Hello everyone, Barb here from barbaderholt.closetomyheart.com. Well, apparently Christmas in July is a thing. Where have I been? Under a rock, I suppose. So I thought I'd give this little phenomenon that's probably from the Victorian age a try. This is the card design I came up with. I was inspired by a piece of pattern paper that you can find in our beach party paper pack. I saw this striped paper and it just said Christmas to me. So that's what's got me going here. Then I got out my Make It From Your Heart volume, let's see here, volume 4, which is a card themed sketchbook that Close to My Heart sells. And I came across this design. So mine is loosely based on this design. I did make a little bit of an adjustment. The pattern paper here is listed as, let's see here, they have it, I think they have 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. I just did 4 by 4 and then added a piece of 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 cardstock underneath it. The reason I do that is because if I do 4 by 4, I can get 9 pieces of the pattern paper for a card out of one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. If I do 4 1/4 by 4 or 4 1/4 by even 3 1/2, I can only get 6. So I'm just being a little miserly with my pattern paper. I did use a Cricut cut I created. I just took 2 different little pieces and welded them together and did that. You, of course, could cut them out separately and glue them separately. I made a little heart. It does have stitch detailing. I used our silver glitter paper, and this is what those hearts looked like. We do not carry them anymore. They have long since sold out, but I love the stitch detailing, and so they are still in my stash. I did use my Hero Arts Infinity dies for my circle. I think this is about a 2 1/2 or 2 3/4 inch circle. And I love the design. I think it's nice and simple. It's quick. I also pulled out a favorite of mine. This is the months of the year, and this is the month of December. These are still available. You just put in month and it will come up all the different months of the year. I love them because they have really nice icons on here and some different phrases. We have 2 different kinds. We have one that is more for our Australia, New Zealand people. It has a surfboard on it. It's really cute because they are in the summer months when we are in the winter months. So their December looks a little different than ours. So this is one of my absolute must-haves in my stash. I have some black ink, stamp pad, all the things. Let's get started putting one of these together. Super easy. I have a card base, and it's about, I just eyeballed it. So I've got 1 2 1/2, 1 2 1/2 up. That looked fairly centered to me. I'm using my tape runner. Of course, you can measure if you so desire. I'm not going to worry about the measuring. I've got my 4 by 4 piece of pattern paper here, and I'm going to take and do a little edge inking. This is the quickie way to do it. You can get out an ink blender or a sponge dauber or a sponge. You can do all the things like that. I'm just being quick and fast about it and adding my ink by swiping it over the ink pad. You can see here on this paper on the back side the little beach balls. Isn't that fun? But we can do it this way and turn that paper into Christmas paper. Such versatility. I have this. This was a zip strip. Let's see, I can show you the zip strip. It was on the top of one of the pieces. In fact, I think it's on the top of this white striped paper. I'm going to, excuse my boarding house reach, I am just taking my long pair of scissors and I'm going to whack it in half. I tried to do it on my little guillotine and it shifted on me. It bummed me out. So I'm going to do this. And for this I will use a little liquid glue. Hopefully it's a run-in for me here. A little row of the liquid glue. And we'll tuck that in there. I like the liquid glue because you can slide it around a little bit if you're having troubles. Now I think you could have success cutting this in half. It's a 1/2 inch strip. If you leave it the 12 inches, leave it attached to the big piece of paper and you use it on a cutter with the full 12 inches, I think that would work to help you cut that straight and have success with it. It's just really challenging for me when it's such a small little piece. I don't know about you guys, if you struggle with that as well. And maybe there's a trick that I don't know and you could share it with me. And I'll take my little scissors and I'm going to just give that a little trim where that's hanging over the edge. And no one will know the difference. There we go. Now we have our circle. We need to do our stamping. And I already have my image mounted on my block. So I'm going to grab the little piece of foam that comes inside of all of our stamps. That's to give you a little more cushion. And hopefully I'm not getting my head over everything here. Because it's a circle, I don't think I have to worry about getting it super straight because I can just spin my circle. Yep, I can do that. My stamp chamois. And I think that's it for the ink, so we'll close that up. And here we go. We can attach this. Roughly in the middle, maybe a skosh high to give room for our little cute little vine here. I was looking for some holly. I just wasn't having any luck finding anything I liked. And then I found this little guy and I thought he would be perfect. So spread him on there. And then my little heart. And you could use anything. You could use a star. You could use any kind of a little flower there. That would be really cute. I'm not popping it up. You certainly could. But I'm leaving it flat because I find that it's a little cheaper to mail if I don't get too crazy with the dimension. And that's it. Super easy card to put together. And now I've got 2 Christmas cards ready to go. Yippee snippy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a blessed, crafty day, and I'll see you next time.